Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dale Valor here from Modern Flirting. So check this out. Listen, guys, one of the most slept on, disregarded parts of an interaction is what we're going to talk about today and why it's so important. And if you keep missing this, you are setting yourself back for years. All right, we're gonna hop into it right now. Let's get it. Hey guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Here at this channel, if you're new, man, there's so much content, so many things available, and I do not want you to miss out on all the content that we're bringing you in regards to health, wealth, relationships. Man, the list is endless of all the things to help you level up to be the type of guy that you want to be. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that we're putting out there, all right? Second to that, make sure that you like the video. Hit that thumbs up, man. And I know that you see the same type of spiel in every video you watch, but this is why this is so important, because it's not just about you. I'd like to think of all of us as guys that are trying to level up, and I include myself in that, okay? I'd like to think of us as a community, and I don't want people missing out on the opportunity to get the type of information that they need. So by you hitting that thumbs up, by you hitting that notification bell, by you sharing these videos with a friend, it gets the word out. The algorithm loves it, and it puts the video in front of other people's eyes who may really need to see this type of content. So do me a favor and do those things. Do yourself a favor and do those things, and do the next man a favor by doing those things. All right, we're gonna hop back into it. Let's get it. So listen, guys, if you are a part of the Social Blueprint program, then you know exactly what I'm gonna be talking about here, all right? Because I try to drive this home left and right, because so many guys gloss over this that it's seemingly like pulling teeth to get guys to do this and do it correctly, all right? It's not that hard, all right? But what am I even talking about? I'm talking about positioning, right? So we're going through the attraction ladder here, right? So here's the deal. This is the third rung of the attraction ladder. If you haven't seen the other two videos, rung 1 and 2, we will link them up. All you gotta do is start there and start working your way through the attraction ladder, and you can get this on lock. Your interactions and everything that you're doing socially will start falling into place, all right? So what is positioning? How many times have you went and say you went to approach a group of girls, and you're at a fly nightclub or a bar or whatever, and you're going to approach, and what ends up happening inevitably, you know, somebody's back is turned to you, or they're all up against the bar, their back is to you, or you're in the middle of saying something and you get shut out because she turns her back to you, right? So what are we going to do to overcome this problem that seemingly happens all the time? All right, well, we're gonna talk about it right now. Let's get it. Number 1, take a seat, okay? Check this out. So say you are at some kind of a bar, a restaurant, maybe a barcade, something along those lines where people are going to be seated, all right? Now, you know, I fully advocate going up and starting a conversation and starting the dialogue going, okay? But at a certain point in time, you are just hovering, right? You're not a part of the group. You're just standing over, lurching over this group, and it's just not a good look. It's kind of almost like you versus them. You have a table that's dividing you. You know, it's just not good, okay? So how are you going to become a part of that group? Say there is a seat open. Now, I'm not suggesting that you just walk over there and sit down and start talking. I'm not suggesting that. What I am suggesting is you go over there. If you don't know how to start, how to approach, watch the first video in this series. All right, next, you know, you're gonna start a conversation, okay? Again, the second rung of the attraction ladder. And if you're really lost on the attraction ladder and everything that it implies, look, March 25th, I'm going to be doing a 3-day boot camp on Zoom, going through the attraction ladder, going rung by rung by rung by rung, helping you eradicate throughout the course of that weekend every sticking point that you've been encountering and what to start looking to next. All right. So if that's something that you'd love to be a part of, let me know. Drop a comment, get in touch with us. There's all kinds of links to ways to DM me and get in touch with me, and we will get you set up. All right. But nonetheless, I'm not advocating that you walk up and sit down. You go up, you start the conversation, right? But at a certain point in time, you have to become a part of that group. So once I start hitting the hook point where we're really getting a conversation going, if there's an open seat, I'm just going to sit down. All right. Now, when I do that, what I'm going to do is throw out another time constraint. We talked about that before. I'm going to throw out another one. I've been on my feet all day, guys. I do got to get going, but man, my dogs are barking. My feet are tired. I need to sit down, all right? Letting them know I still don't plan on being there all night with them, but I got to sit down, all right? Say there's no chair that's available to you. Well, look, man, there might be a chair that's within, you know, the immediate circle around that table. It might be a couple tables over. It might be the next table. You just grab an empty.
Hey, is anyone sitting there? No? Okay, cool. Thank you.
And sit down, throw out that time constraint once again, okay? Now, if you want to get a little more ballsy with it, say there's no open seats anywhere, okay? You want to get a little more ballsy with it. What I would suggest doing is this. There's a girl sitting right there. I'm gonna put my hand out to her, just like that, okay? Now, the implication is take my hand, all right? Now, you might be surprised at how compliant women are when you make a move like that. So, she puts her hand in mine. I'm going to pull her up out of her seat. I'm going to spin around, and then I'm gonna take her chair. I'm gonna sit down and be like, joke's on you. All right, no, but seriously, guys, I gotta sit down. I've been on my feet all day. I will give you back your seat, don't worry. You know, so it's fun. Everyone's gonna kind of tease her, laugh at her a little bit, but playfully, obviously, and not that big of a deal, okay? Number 2, the throne position. All right, so look, man, not every girl's gonna be sitting down. You know, if you are in a place where there's a lot of attractive women, they are going to be in groups. They are not gonna be by themselves, all right? I've covered this a litany of times, all right? So just know they're going to be in a group, all right? Now, how are you going to become a part of this group if they're not sitting down? They're all standing up, all right? There is no chair to pull up. There is no chair to take. What you want to do is this, somewhat similar to the example I gave you in the last point of taking her hand. All right, so say there's 3 girls and there's a wall. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands out. She's going to take my hands and I'm going to spin her around and I'm going to take her spot on the wall. So if this is the wall, now I'm up against the wall. I've got a girl here, I've got a girl here, and I've got a girl in front of me, right? And so what does this look like to the rest of the room? Okay, to the rest of the environment. And believe you me, women are very perceptive when it comes to what's going on in social interactions, all right? So what it looks like is I'm the one that's being flirted with by these 3 attractive girls. It looks like they came to me. So A, I'm a part of the group, all right? Not say this interaction doesn't go anywhere, all right? That's very possible. That happens all the time, okay? But I still am going to go talk to other people. So if I'm gonna do that, I want to come in with the most amount of social proof that I possibly can. And what better social proof than, obviously it looks like 3 girls were hitting on me, and now these other girls are saying to themselves, what's so special about him that those girls are hitting on him like that? You know, and so now they want to know. They're curious, there's interest there. So when I inevitably do go and talk to those other girls, what's gonna happen? They're gonna be far more receptive to me talking to them, and I don't have to overcome as many barriers. All right, and if you want to see this played out in person and cut years off of your educational process here. YouTube videos are great, man, but it does not trump in real world life experience, okay? So I am going to be in San Diego on April 8th, all right? That whole weekend, me and all the guys that have signed up for this boot camp are going to be going out, and we are going to get it done. Overcome sticking points is what we're going to focus on. And you can see this demonstrated in person, live. I will show you how to do it, and you will be so much better off for it. All right, we're gonna get number 3. Let's go. Number 3, body language. All right, look, I have a body language exercise that I love to demonstrate, okay? My guys all use it. It works so well in showing you how to present yourself to the rest of the world. It gives you a template until the muscle memory starts taking over, and you just embody that persona. The way that you carry yourself. It shows so much more confidence. It just shows so much more to the world about you by the way that you carry yourself. You know, they say over 90% of language is really not words. It's really your body language, okay? It's nonverbal communication, all right? So I cannot stress this enough how important this is. If you want me to show you how to do that, get in touch with me. DM me, let's go. And I will demonstrate to you and show you how you should carry yourself. We'll go deep on it and we'll knock it out. But I'm gonna give you a few tips right here first, all right? The first thing, be expressive in the way that you communicate, all right? Meaning this, hand gestures, facial expression, okay? All those things are important. So many guys try to play like, oh, I'm stoic and I don't care about anything, and you know, to show any kind of zest for life is beta, then you know, like, come on, man, really? You know, like, girls want to be around guys that have fun. They want to have fun, right? They want to be in a fun environment. They want to let loose and live life, not be around a guy who looks like he'd rather be in a million other places than be there with her, okay? That is a one-way ticket to boredom and loneliness, all right? So don't do that. Be a little more expressive. Now, that being said, I'm very expressive in the way that I communicate with people and things like that. You don't have to take it to the degree that I do, okay? Whatever your personality is whatever your personality is. If you're a little bit more laid back of a guy, I get that. But you should still use somewhat expressive hand gesturing, facial expressions when the time calls for it, all right? So, for instance, I'll give you an example. When you're really trying to drive home a point, all right? And maybe it's a few points in a row. One of the things that I like to do is this, all right? That's just boom, 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 boom. That's just one of the ones that I like to use. My facial expressions, if she says something outrageous, I kind of ramp it up way more than what it is that she's saying. So for instance, if she says, you know, I've never actually had a boyfriend before. What? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to take it to a cartoonish level, but not clownish, okay? I'm not trying to just entertain her, okay? I want her to get Pez. Pez is something that we're going to cover in a later video that we're going to go really deep on. But for now, all you really need to know is that it's positive emotional stimuli, all right? She's having a good time, all right? It's not a thing of like, I'm putting on a show for her. She's just having a good time being with me, all right? And that's really what I want to drive home here. That's why the expressive body language and the expressive facial expressions are so important. Again, you don't have to take it to the degree that I do. That's just more of my personality. Do it how you see fit and run with it from there. All right, we're gonna hop into the next one. Let's get it. Number 4, tonality. All right, why is tonality important? Well, a lot of times you're in a loud environment, okay? A lot of times you're in a loud bar, a super loud club. Maybe you're at a concert. Maybe it's a festival. You see what I'm saying? A party. Like, there's all kinds of loud atmospheres where there's fun, exciting things going on, where you have the opportunity to get out here and kick it, right? So, tonality is important because if she can't hear you, she's not gonna pay attention to you. I like to put it like this: you get 2 whats, usually. If she's really nice, she may give you 3. Meaning, if I walk up and I'm like, hey, she'll go, what? What? And then she's just gonna tune me out, you know, like, cause she just can't hear me and she's getting tired of trying to get me to speak up. And here's the thing, a lot of guys do not have a very calibrated internal volume knob, all right? I worked with a guy before who, when we were out on the street in a quieter environment, he would do just fine. He'd do great, in fact. Anytime that we were in a loud environment, he would do terrible. And it was nice out, all right, for the summer and all that kind of thing, and he was doing well. Well, the weather started to change, and, you know, now it's getting colder outside, and most people are inside. And so we're in this place that we would frequent that had a really nice patio area and all that kind of thing, but not as many people were out there because it's colder out, all right? So we're inside, and he's just doing terrible. Like, it's blowout after blowout after blowout. And he's like, man, I don't know what's going on. You know, am I regressing? Like, I don't get it, you know? Like, everything is just, nothing's landing, I'm just not doing well at all. And I was like, well, man, look, are you being loud enough? Because I can hardly hear you, and you're in my ear right now. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm being loud. I'm like, no, you're not. And I took like 2 big steps backwards. And I started talking to him. I'm talking to him louder to overcome the obstacle of the volume of music. And I was like, man, I promise you, you can hear every word I'm saying, can't you? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, say something to me. I'm like, nope, not gonna cut it. I was like, dude, I want you to scream. I want you to yell as loud as you can right now. He's like, what, in here, right now? I'm like, yes, right now. And he's like, oh. I'm like, all right, man, no. I'm like, pretend I pulled out a pistol and put it to your dome. Like, you would be screaming, all right? So, pretend that's happening, all right? He gets a little bit better. And I'm like, no, come on, man. Finally, it comes out. He lets loose. And I'm like, dude, that's it. That's the volume that you should be talking to these girls with. The very next approach that he did went swimmingly well. Like, he crushed it. And it was just because of the shift in his volume. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a vocal tonality exercise that will help you on a bunch of different levels. All right, A, it will help you be louder. It will help you project. 2, if you guys ever have an issue with, you know, like say you've been to a concert and the next day your voice is all blown out. This will never happen, okay? If you do this exercise consistently, all right? Because what it's gonna do is it's going to strengthen your vocal cords, okay? So, one of the examples I like to use is like, why, if you go to a rock concert, you know, your throat is blown out. However, this is the 50th show on a 50-city tour that this band has been playing, and his vocals are just fine. He's been on stage for the last 2 hours, hitting them notes, and you can hardly talk. He's been doing this every night. You know, so why is that? It's because his vocal cords are strong. So I'm gonna show you how to strengthen your vocal cords to have that power behind your voice, all right? So here's the deal. What you wanna do is get yourself a paper towel, a dishcloth, a small hand towel, something like that. All right, get you one of these. The first thing you want to do is take your hand, all right, make this kind of position with your hand, and the webbing that's right here, okay, you want to have above your chin and beneath your lower lip, all right? So, let me use this hand. All right, so Again, you're putting it right here. Now you're pulling down on your jaw. You're stretching your jaw muscles. Okay? Now, if it's painful, you're pulling too hard, all right? But it should be uncomfortable, all right? If you're starting off, probably 10 seconds. As you continue to work on it and you start to strengthen, build it up to 20 seconds, all right? So you're gonna go like this. All right, now, the next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna get your towel. You're gonna do the same thing again with your jaw, but this time, you're gonna stick your tongue out, all right? And when you stick your tongue out, you're gonna grab it with that towel and you're gonna pull your tongue down, all right? Again, if it's painful, you're doing too much, but it should be uncomfortable, all right? So you're gonna go like this. Make sense? All right, now the next thing is you're going to make a noise out of your throat. It's gonna be loud and annoying, all right? So, you're gonna wanna do this in private, all right? You're not gonna wanna do this at work or at school or anywhere else, all right? You're gonna wanna do this in the bathroom at home. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the same thing again. You're gonna take a deep breath and you're gonna project out of your throat, not out of your chest, not out of your diaphragm or your stomach, out of your throat. So like this. All right, so that's the noise that you're going to, don't let this tape get out. That's what you're going to want to project out of your throat. Now, if you do this every day, it's gonna make a world of difference. Then from there, what you do is you talk out of your diaphragm in loud environments. Punch your words. Every syllable should be a punch. In other words, say if I'm walking up to a group of girls, hey, real quick guys, I've only got a minute. I've got to rejoin my friends. But we were having this conversation. You see my words are punching, my syllables, all right? And the cadence that I'm talking in is so they can digest every syllable, right? Because if I walked up, even if I'm being loud, if I'm like, hey guys, real quick, only got a minute, you know, like, they're not gonna understand. So I'm talking at a more measured pace so it's that every syllable can be absorbed. Hey guys, if you haven't checked out the Attraction Ladder playlist, go to the first video because it breaks down every rung of the ladder, and what we're doing is working through every rung, all right? So I want you to start there. And if you feel like you are missing out, if you feel like that your life is not coming together the way that you want it to, you're not living life on your terms, you're not attracting the type of women into your life that you want to have there, you really need to check out the Social Blueprint program. We have it linked up here. Follow the link, check it out, and see if it speaks to you. We'll see you in the next one. Salute.